people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. Hello, beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk, these are Tarot Teens, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, Boogie down Bronx.
Hello, beautiful people, welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk, these are Tarot Teens, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Taurus. Toro, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you. If you have Taurus, sorry, I need to turn up the brightness a little bit. If you have Taurus as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign. Quick shout out to my Patreon. If you need a personal reading, I do offer free card pulls for new subscribers, and I offer personal readings on my Patreon exclusively right now. You can sign up for either tier. I have a $5.55 tier or a $7.77 tier. So you can sign up. You still get a free card pull, plus all my other exclusive and early access content. So check out the Patreon. All right. So we're here to do Taurus reading. I was really stuck between doing Taurus and Gemini. I was like, I don't know why I can't decide. I'm usually not an indecisive person, but for some reason, you know, both of them are going to get done this week. But either way, I was like, which one do I do first? So I did the pre-shuffle for Taurus, and I'm going to spray out the energy to make sure we just have good, clear thoughts coming towards us for Taurus. I forget, like, you know, I make my own clearing spray, you know, to before I do readings and stuff like that. And sometimes, like, I forget how good it smells. Like, I just had to pat myself on the back real quick. But yeah, so if you need one of them, it's on the shop. So, all right, Taurus, let's flip over these cards and see what you need to surrender at this time and what other stuff's coming towards you. Yeah. Okay, so you have two cards here about boundaries. You have, for what you need to surrender, you have surrender to setting limits. This card says, it is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs. And remember that no is a complete sentence. And then you have honor your boundaries. Okay. So two cards here about we need to put our foot down a little bit more. We need to say no, and we need to not compromise on our no. Okay. And then you have there's food at home. So this could be a card that means two things. So one, it might mean like maybe you need to cook your own food more instead of eating out, or people are trying to get you outside of your comfort zone in some way, but not in a way that's like it feels good to you. So like maybe people are inviting you out, or like, you know, you want to decline certain offers, but you don't want to be rude, or you don't want to say no. But this is a reminder that you can still say no, especially if it's something that you just really don't want to do. Okay, you don't have to just do it to be nice. And then you have brown. Maybe you should wear more brown. Brown represents grounding, stability, and foundation. And then you have 999. Sagittarius just had this, so you might have Sagittarius placements. They just had or was it Capricorn? I think it was Capricorn. It was Capricorn, not Sag. Sorry. Might have Capricorn placements, but profound lessons are at hand. Completion of a cycle is near. So you are ending a cycle. What cycle that is, we're going to have to figure it out. You have 1111 at the bottom of the deck as well. So let's look at my everything deck and see what it is that you actually need to practice setting boundaries about. And then we'll look at the 999 card and see what, whoa, all these cards almost just flew off the table. What lessons are ending, or like what cycle is ending here for you. So what does Taurus need to learn to have better boundaries in regards to, please? What does Taurus need to have better boundaries in regards to? We have letters in the name, so I'll read those in a minute. A fire sign. A liar. Okay. Manifest. All right. Soulmate. New love. All right. Anything else for Taurus? What they need to have better boundaries in regards to? What the? You got all of these signs out here. You got an earth sign. You got to move on. Okay. There's a lot about love and relationships and stuff like this here. I think it's like, you know, your boundaries in regards to if you're going to move on, then move on. It's like needing to be more disciplined when you say that you're going to do something and stick to that commitment. If you say you're going to move on from something or someone, move on. Close up the chapter, close out the cycle. And, you know, there's going to be, like, what I'm getting is there's going to be tests to see if you're actually ready to move on, or if you are going to let certain things back in. Just because something comes back towards you from the past, or there's like an opportunity, an opening to revisit a situation from the past, and not just like romantic, I'm talking about like mindsets. I'm talking about anything tempting that, you know, you've already put that part of you behind you. You've put the past in the past. You have to set limits with the past, okay? You have to set limits with whatever it is that's trying to pull you out of character. People that try to pull you back. You know, you're like, I'm a changed person. I've done the work. I know what I'm doing, okay? But for some of you, especially in your relationships, there's different levels of boundaries and like discipline that you have within yourself. So if you're saying you're going to move on from a situation and you're done with talking about it, reliving it, you're closing it out, close it out. Okay, a fire sign or an earth sign is significant here. Could have somebody with Taurus, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or Aries, Sagittarius, Leo placements together, or this could be separately. But you keep telling yourself, okay, I'm going to actually move forward now, or I'm going to actually focus on, it could be either way. It could be I'm going to actually set boundaries and focus on being single. I'm not going to let these past people back in. I'm not going to let my exes in. I'm going to just focus on being single. Or it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on this new love for myself. I'm going to really focus in. It's like this commitment that you make and then you don't follow through with it, whether it's about somebody else or it's about yourself. And you have the Liar card. So I just want to clarify what that's about real quick. Why is the Liar card here for Taurus? The timing is right. Sagittarius had that card. Unrequited or unbalanced. Okay, so you could be lying to yourself about the fact that a relationship is balanced, or you know, you're trying to make it balanced. Okay, now you have air sign. You got all signs out here pretty much. You have air. You just don't have water sign out here, but we got all the signs. So there's somebody here that you can relate to or connect with. But yeah, so even if you do feel a soulmate connection with somebody, even if you do have a strong connection with somebody, that doesn't mean that you just let your boundaries go out the window, okay? It doesn't mean that you just let go of your sense of self. It doesn't mean that you just do everything that they want you to do, all right? And so you need to definitely be more honest with yourself about if a situation is requited or if it's completely balanced. And if it's not, then it could be an issue that you're having with boundaries. People think that boundaries cause a conflict or adversity. Boundaries are meant for you and to protect yourself. They're not supposed to cause conflict. They'll cause conflict with people that don't necessarily respect them or they don't agree with them, but they're not supposed to cause a separation or division. They're actually supposed to make your relationship stronger. So maybe you have to go back and see where your boundaries have been a little bit weakened and where you need to reestablish them. Sometimes we set boundaries in the beginning, then, you know, time goes on and then we slack off with ourselves or with other people. And then we have to reestablish boundaries again over the course of a relationship or over the course of time with people, with anybody, with friends, family, love, whatever. And so making sure that you are reestablishing your boundaries along the way, if you know, because you could have needs that change, you could have things that change, and now you're in a different place in your healing, and you're kind of like, okay, when is the right time to tell this person that I actually like this more, or I don't like this anymore? And so it's one of those things where you have to reestablish. If you want to see balance come back into your life, you have to reestablish boundaries with yourself and with other people. Okay, especially in your long-term relationships, because you're always evolving, you're always changing. And for Taurus, these changes may be slower than other people. And so Taurus tends to be the sign that stays the same for the longest amount of time. So it's like a very slow progression of change. But when you realize that, you're like, oh, you know, this might seem kind of shocking to somebody else. It even seems shocking to yourself because you're used to being such a consistent person energetically or physically. So when you do decide, okay, I feel like this has changed about me or about what I like, you know, it can be a little bit unsettling, especially if you're not somebody who changes often, okay? And then you have letters in name R, K, I, or J. This can be somebody that you are connecting with here that you need to focus on. And so then you have these other cards that came out here. I think this is kind of like separate. You have student and then you have internship. So some of you may be going back to school, or you may be studying in an internship, or you will get some type of internship here. And then you have these last two cards, Earth Angel and Manifest. All right. So I feel like that could be manifesting good people into your life in the near future. Okay. So let's look at the tarot. I was like, what am I saying? The tarot. What we got for Taurus? What we got for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node. The nodes are in Taurus. The North Node's in Taurus. South Node is in Scorpio. That means we are getting more into our physical comfort and releasing emotional inconsistency and irritability. We're getting more into our Taurus North Node energy. So if you have Taurus placements, that's a great thing for you. That means that you are going to feel like you have some type of forward focused direction in your life. You're going to know exactly where you want to go, and you're going to have an idea, a better idea of how you want to get there than you have in the last few years. Awesome stuff. Now, if you have Scorpio placements and Taurus placements, you might feel a little bit like torn. You might feel like you're pulled in two separate directions, because if the South Node's in Taurus, that's kind of the energy we're leaving behind and integrating. And then Taurus is the energy we're trying to focus on. So if you have, especially Taurus, North Node and South Node, look it up and like try to understand your North Node and South Node better. Okay. Excuse me. So what do we have for Taurus? What's coming towards Taurus at this time? We have the Wheel of Fortune with the cards we've pulled, with boundaries and etc. Ooh. What we have for Taurus? What's coming towards Taurus? You have the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords. There's a place, like, there's kind of like a feeling of being indecisive, caught in between two. Not sure which direction to go in. Or not wanting to do what is best. Let's see what else we have. Two of Cups. Again with the two. We have 2, 2, 2. This is about partnership, relationship, and balance. Okay? Can we get some more information for the Two of Cups and the twos? Let's focus in on the twos, and then we'll go down and I'll show you what else we have here. What else do we have about twos? Three of Cups reversed. The Hermit card reversed. Yeah, in partnerships, especially Taurus, this is definitely like relationship based. Okay, this isn't a reading really I'm seeing about, it can obviously have money or work, career elements, but this is just mainly about relationships and your role that you have in the relationships and why they seem to be falling apart, some of them, or why you see that they kind of come to this standstill, or it's like you get to this place every time where it seems like the energy just gets stuck. It gets stagnant. Two of Wands, Two of Swords, Two of Cups. But especially the Two of Swords. Two of Swords can be about indecision and not wanting to rock the boat, so to speak, not wanting to speak up, kind of neglecting your needs. You got Virgo energy, Hermit card here. But there's a lack of long-term progression in the relationship, okay? There's some things that need to be addressed and established right here, right now, especially when it comes down to how you function outside of your relationships, or like things that make you uncomfortable outside of your relationships, but still related to the person. So it could be like, maybe you don't like somebody's friends, right? Or maybe you're in a friend group and it's like some adversity in the friend group, or there's exes in the picture, or there's, there's family. Some type of Three of Cups reverse is any external factor or external person that's kind of interfering with the relationship you have with one individual. So this needs to be addressed here, okay? And you may feel like, okay, you don't want to cause a conflict, you don't want to cause an issue, but that you speaking up or you saying, okay, this is something that used to be okay, it used to not bother me, but now it bothers me, that's going to get the wheel turning. That's going to get things moving again. That's going to have the forward progression and movement that you want. Now, it may not be like super duper fast, of course, but this is going to show the progress or the changes that you want. You know, sometimes, and I think of Libra energy, where it's like Libra is all about balance, but sometimes neutrality can cause an imbalance, avoidance of conflict, avoidance of like making things not peaceful, or imbalance causes an imbalance anyway. So like when you actually speak up, or you actually say, you know what, I actually would prefer it this way, or I actually don't feel comfortable with that anymore, that's going to get the scales back in alignment, believe it or not. And of course it will feel uncomfortable because you're like wondering, okay, I don't want to make anybody else uncomfortable, but you're uncomfortable. So anything else for Taurus? That was too many cards. I'm not taking that. I didn't mean to do that. My hands are like not shuffling these cards. Anything else for Taurus? Before we move on to the advice, the Eight of Cups, Leo energy at the bottom, Scrumph card, Scrumph, Seven of Wands. That's definitely fighting for what you want, being assertive, and putting up the boundary. Okay. So the other cards that came out here for you, have Capricorn energy, Devil card in reverse, and then you have the Eight of Cups. So as a last resort, I feel like, because the Eight of Cups was the last card to come out, as a very last resort, if all else fails, nothing else is working, you walk away, right? You decide, okay, this is not working. And I've tried to set boundaries. I've tried to be assertive. I've tried this, that. Tried every single thing in the book. Didn't work. And you detach and you walk away. But before it even gets to that point, you need to ask yourself, have I actually took the time to reestablish my boundaries? Because, you know, like I said, Taurus is a creature of habit. You may not realize when you've changed, okay, until it's like years down the line and you look back and you're like, well, wait a minute, I don't really think that way anymore, or I don't feel this way, or I actually like this more, I like this less. And so people are used to your consistency. So when you like try to switch it up, people are like, whoa, what's going on? This isn't the Taurus that I remember, that I know. And so that keeps you in this bubble, and you feel like you're in a box where you are not allowed to change and shift and, you know, be different and grow and evolve. And you definitely are supposed to, even though you are a fixed sign, you are still supposed to evolve and change as a person. It just may not be as fast as like a mutable sign, or as like, you know, direct as a cardinal sign. But Taurus energy, you are in this place where you're going to have to reestablish some things with some people and be like, you know, this is kind of like the old version of me that you knew. And this is the new version, the new and evolved version that likes this more, or I don't like this anymore. And so you're going to have to reestablish. So before you just kick people out of your life and you're like, well, they don't respect me, they don't care about me, sometimes you have to be very direct. You have to be very vocal and be like, this is just not who I am anymore. Okay, this is how you met me. That's not me anymore. You know, I've changed, I've grown, and I've evolved. And some people will not like it, and that's completely fine. But that doesn't mean that they need to stay in your life either. If they can't accept the versions of you that evolve and grow, because that's what humans do, it's a very, unhealthy mentality to believe that the person that you first meet is the person that you're going to be with forever. That's not realistic. We have to remove that from our heads. The people that we first meet, when we first meet them, that is the version we met. But we cannot hold on to that version. Okay, we have to evolve, and we have to either love and accept and grow with the versions that we're seeing over time, or we don't. And so that's what you have to give people a chance to see, the new versions of you, and you have to reestablish, because people do not pick up on it like you do. And especially because I said your Taurus energy is slower, people don't see it as fast as they will see other people changing and evolving. And so you have to say it. You have to reestablish, this is who I am now. This is what I like now. This is what I don't like anymore. Okay? Okay. All right. Lastly, for advice. Oh. Lastly, for advice for Taurus. Page of Wands. 5 of Pentacles. Now, there is going to be a fear of loss. 2 of Cups reverse. There's going to be a fear of loss. There's going to be a fear of disconnection. When you show people or you tell people that you're changing, you're evolving, you want new things, right? You have new standards. There's going to be conflict for some. There's going to be conflict. There's going to be, you know, a little bit of a disconnect because it's like, I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't know, whatever. But it is going to help you move forward. It is going to feel like a breath of fresh air because you're going to feel like, okay, at least things don't feel stuck and stagnant anymore. At least they are moving in a direction, right? 3 of Pentacles, there's going to be a little bit of a disconnect if this is a work-related matter where it's like people are like kind of looking at you like, where'd this come from, right? Because you've been so predictable thus far. Now you're not. Why? You know? So it's like you're going to have to really embrace this new version of yourself and learning and caring for and exploring and having a fun time doing it while also being very assertive and, you know, direct and not letting anything or anybody interfere with that. So like I said, there is a potential for loss. It doesn't seem like it's like a major loss, but it is something that feels, you know, it's like a loss of either understanding or communication or commitment in that way where it's like, you know, you have to kind of show up for this new version of yourself. You have to be very serious about it because if you're not serious about it, then nobody else is going to take you seriously about who you are, right? And then you have Scorpio energy, Death card. So it's definitely been a slow transformation. And 10 of Wands, where you're at the finish line of carrying the burden of feeling like you're not where you want to be or pretending to be somebody else just, you know, because that's what you've always been. But you're realizing that you haven't always been that way. It's just been a slow change over time. And now you have to reestablish with these people around you or new people. It's easy with new people because obviously they're meeting the new version of you. So it's like you can just be yourself. But with people that already know you, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I'm going to have to get used to this. Or some people are going to be like, I don't like it. And then you figure out how to handle them from there. But the people that actually want to understand and they're trying, you work with those people. All right. So that's what we got for you, Taurus. Very interesting message. It was different than usual, but I liked it. I liked it. Thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonated for you, let me know down in the comments down below. I am at Tarot by Bronx and everything.